Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Blitz Bros.
This week we're gonna be going over week 8 of the NFL football season. So yeah, let's go ahead and start off with our slays and nays.
Slays and nays, bro. Well, I thought that the Chargers looked really slay in their navy uniforms and their navy
Hell yeah.
throwbacks. Same thing with the Broncos. I really love that blue.
Hell yeah.
That blue
I
is
loved
so nice.
I loved the navy blue Chargers uniforms. I think were my favorite of the week.
I love the way the lightning bolt was like going down their thighs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. The only nay I had was those Charlie Brown ass Steelers uniforms looking like Barry Benson,
Oh hell nah.
Barry B.
Okay.
Benson.
My only gripe with these was from the top half, it looks like a soccer jersey.
Yeah,
And then from the bottom half, it looks like they're butt booty ass naked, butt cheeks
for
out
sure.
on national live television.
Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't really love that. They probably could have done a yellow instead of
I think they're
tan.
from like what did we say they were from? Like 1933 or 1928 or something?
Something old. That was
I just
crazy. You know
know
what they should have done? They
hmm,
should have put them in a museum instead of the field.
I think they should put Aaron Rodgers in a museum.
Instead of the field.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah, they had to bring him back. They're like, "Hey, Rodgers, you remember these, right?"
Damn.
Of course, we had some injuries on the field.
Oh man, there was
The
some pretty gnarly ones.
Yup, we have Cam Scatterboo, the Giants running back, with a dislocated ankle. Suffered a gruesome season-ending injury that required immediate surgery. That shit was so nasty. I watched it.
Oh no. I
I
saw
found
it.
it on Twitter. It was disgusting.
That shit was the wrong way.
Yeah, it was to give you guys a nice visual. His foot was fully 90 degrees from where it was supposed to be facing.
Yeah. That
So,
was rough. Prayers to him. Man, we were just talking about how good he was doing.
yeah. So I think they said the surgery was successful and they're going to start like rehab pretty much immediately.
Damn. That's rough. I hope he
Yeah.
can recover. I
Me
hope he
too.
can recover.
Me too. And
Well,
I hope
I'm sure he will recover, but you know what I mean.
for sure. I think yeah, you mean like career-wise.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cuz I mean, he's okay. He's alive, but can he come back next year? We'll see. Saquon Barkley, he hurt his groin. The injury happened late in the game. They have a bye next week, which should allow him time to heal without missing a game.
Period. That worked out.
Right? Joe Flacco hurt his shoulder. He's listed as day to day.
Damn.
Deshaun Elliott left the game against the Packers. Mike Tomlin called the injury significant.
Oh, that's
That's all I
not
said.
really. It's not a good
Yeah.
sign.
And then lastly,
Significant.
Terry McLaurin, he returned after previously being on IR in week 8, but then he was removed in the fourth quarter after re-injuring his quads.
Damn.
So,
He was in and then out.
yeah, I'm about to drop his ass. My fantasy league.
Womp womp.
Yeah, it's okay. I will find somebody new.
Well, we only have a couple things on the tea time this week. Firstly, the NFL launched an investigation into the Baltimore Ravens for violating the injury report policy regarding quarterback Lamar Jackson. The team incorrectly listed him as a full participant on Friday before ruling him out Saturday, which caused the betting line to plummet drastically. The NFL is reviewing this as a potential integrity breach, threatening fines or loss of draft picks. Um,
That's
I
so
think the
weird.
reason why this is like undergoing heavier scrutiny than usual is because of like the whole like betting scandal that's going on. I think in the NBA. I think we
Yeah,
have
for
something like
sure.
that in the next tea time actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will be interesting. We'll keep y'all updated on that one. And then the last tea time we have, which is semi-related, was Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates was reportedly named as having hosted and played in an illegal rigged Miami poker game. This news dropped right during week 8 and was instantly tied to the recent FBI arrests in the NBA, escalating the NFL's connection to organized crime and gambling integrity issues. Womp womp.
That's so crazy.
I
But
know, right?
I guess.
I might say something controversial, but I feel like this is just another reason why they should have never legalized sports betting.
No, I agree. And yeah, I was gonna say something similar that it's just so weird that like on top of sport, I don't think that sports betting should be a thing, but I do think it's like weird that these organizations like work with the sports betting organizations
Yes.
to define like these kinds of rules and stuff like what like basically with what the Ravens did. I don't think that should result in a big issue. It could have really been a mistake, but just because it affected like betting lines like that now it's a problem. Like people shouldn't be betting
Right.
anyways.
Right.
Like
Yeah. But anyways, it's time for our favorite segment, the glow up of the week. Oh my gosh. After dragging the Texans last week, I am officially crowning them with the biggest glow up of week 8. They heard that fumble of the week monologue and took it personally. They went from losing sloppy football games to taking down the 5-win San Francisco 49ers 26-15. And this wasn't just a fluke win, they dominated the line of scrimmage, something that we were just complaining about last week. Let's talk numbers because the receipts are undeniable. Last week, 56 rushing yards. This week, 157 rushing yards. The run game actually showed up. And when the run game is working, what happens? CJ Stroud gets to cook. He was 30 for 39, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 106.6 passer rating. He set a new season high for passing yards. Last week, they had the ball for like 2 minutes. This week, they controlled the whole game with a time of possession of over 41 minutes. The 49ers had the ball for less than 19 minutes total. That's the lowest of the Kyle Shanahan era. And the O-line, they went from being turnstiles to sustaining drives and wearing down the 49ers defense. That's accountability. And we got to talk about the defense. The defense that was on the field way too long last week. This week, limited Christian McCaffrey to just 25 rushing yards on 8 carries. They didn't just limit Christian McCaffrey, they shut him down. And then rookie Kamari Lassiter locks it up with a late interception off Mac Jones to seal the deal. This game was all about discipline. They cleaned up the self-inflicted mistakes. They ran the ball when they needed to. CJ Stroud was surgical, and the defense suffocated the run game. So, to the Houston Texans, we are retiring your title of Fumble of the Week because your performance in Week 8 was the definition of getting your shit together. You are my well-deserved glow up of the week. Round of applause. Thank you.
I think that they did like a great job. I saw the highlights and it was pretty impressive to say the least. It's also interesting that they got to, play at home. They also play at home this upcoming Sunday against the Broncos. So I'm curious how they're going to play.
Remember last week when I said that the Texans game was their worst game of the season?
Are you going to say this was their best game?
I would say this was by far their best game of the season. They just totally dominated, like completely dominated. It was like the best day of as a Texans fan because they were on the field the whole time. The whole time. Like I literally said earlier, the 49ers had the ball for like 19 minutes of the entire game. It was awesome.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people like on like Instagram their stories. They were at the game and for like everybody was like constantly just like standing and like hyped up. Like it was really cool to see.
Hell yeah. They
I
needed
was
that
like,
shit.
wow,
They needed that.
wow.
I think it was like a revenge game for D'Amico Ryans too.
Oh,
I
really?
think he used to coach for them.
Well, shout out to him.
Hell
Somebody
yeah.
else who really needed a win this week, the Jets. That's my
Yeah.
glow up of the week. They went against the Cincinnati Bengals and finally secured their first victory of the season with a wild 39-38 comeback win, overcoming a 15-point deficit in the fourth quarter. The winless Jets, as I like to call them, defeated, exploded for a season high 502 yards of total offense, including a massive 254 yards on the ground, a rushing output the franchise hasn't seen in a road game since 2010. The catalyst of the rally was running back Brees Hall, who had a career defining performance with 133 rushing yards and two rushing touchdowns. Most impressively, Hall delivered the winning blow with a 4-yard trick play touchdown pass to tight end Mason Taylor with a minute 54 left on the clock, becoming the first running back since Curtis Martin in 2000 to throw a go ahead touchdown in the final 2 minutes for the Jets. So basically, making history. Justin Fields, whose status as the starter was heavily questioned all week, delivered a competent performance with 245 passing yards. The defense came up clutch at the end, forcing a turnover on downs with a pass breakup on fourth down to seal the win. The dramatic victory, which was the second largest fourth quarter comeback in franchise history, gives first year head coach Aaron Glenn his first career win and puts the Jets at 1-7 heading into their bye week.
Wow. I never thought that this day would come.
Me either. I was so scared they would be like 0 and 20.
Yeah, me too. I
And I'm
honestly,
like,
a little
wow,
part of me was hoping that they would just lose every single game because that would be hilarious. Um, but they got their
I
first win.
agree.
Barely.
And I felt like that would have been some crazy shit, right? Like just a team never winning a game ever.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what they
I
would do
would
that.
I would have loved to see it. But
I wonder what that kid is doing from that one clip. And he's like, I hate this team. I was born
oh,
into this. I wonder if he's like finally happy.
oh man, I bet he was ecstatic.
I hope so.
Shout out to all the Jets fans. If we got any Jets bros tuning into the Blitz Bros today, leave a comment down below. I'd
Yeah,
love
I'm
to give you a
curious.
thumbs up. I'd
And
love to give you some applause.
and a hug.
Right.
And I totally forgot that Aaron Glenn, that this was his first year as head coach. I forgot that Aaron Rodgers did that shit to that guy. That like he
Oh
got him fired,
yeah.
remember?
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
forgot about that
wow.
too. Yeah, you're
I'm pretty
right.
sure we covered it, but I was like, bruh, I completely forgot about it until I was reminded about it. I was like, bruh, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
Well,
their issue this year. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
They have a lot of
Um
issues. Oh, on
Speaking of
the other
issues.
end, yeah, on the other end, my fumble of the week, it actually goes to the Steelers. I think that they played a pretty good game, but they went against the Packers. And this was Aaron Rodgers' first ever meeting with his former team, and he completely collapsed in the second half, losing 35-25. Rodgers, who had been famously undefeated against the Packers in his career, which I don't know why that's a stat when he used to play for them for a majority of his career, but whatever. That's what like a lot of articles were saying.
Right.
Finally took his first loss, making the revenge game a total fumble. The Steelers took a 16-7 lead into halftime, but were outscored 28-9 in the second half. The defense had a complete meltdown, allowing Jordan Love to look elite, completing straight or 20 straight passes at one point for 360 yards and three touchdowns. The Steelers' offense repeatedly stalled, settling for four field goals instead of touchdowns, and a key fourth quarter fumble contributed to a Packers score. The defense also recorded 0 sacks for the second consecutive week. The loss, the Steelers' second straight, drops them to 4-3, highlighting major defensive and offensive consistency issues in what should have been an emotionally charged statement victory. And this was the only team he needed to beat in order to have beat all the teams.
That sucks. I kept hearing them say that, and I was like, damn. I really was hoping that he would have got the win. Do they play them
Yeah.
again or no?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's see.
Maybe
Um,
he'll have another opportunity because I really don't know if he's gonna be playing next season. I don't think he should.
I don't
But
think
when
he
has
should
that stopped
either.
him?
Like at one point, do you just stop? No, he's not gonna get a chance.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was really hoping that he would win. As much shit as I do talk about Aaron Rodgers, I do think
Right.
that it's all valid, but also that I wanted him to win this game.
Yeah, that would have been like a cool stat to have, you know? Damn, that's a bummer.
Right.
That's a
So
fumble if I say so myself.
right, and that I was just gonna say that's why I thought it was a fumble because I really felt like he had it in the bag, especially with the Steelers. But maybe he just trained Jordan Love too good,
That's what I was saying. He was like
going against
at the
his mini
end when
me.
they like handshake or whatever, he was like,
Yeah.
"You did well, young grasshopper."
Oh my
Sorry.
god.
Anyways, let's talk about the team that for a few hours on Sunday convinced me that they were actually worse than the Texans were last week. My fumble of the week has to be the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. They served up a pathetic mess in Denver, losing 44-24. They went from scoring 44 points themselves last week to giving up 44 points this week. The consistency is just consistently disappointing. And I have a fucking wig hair in my mouth. Um, the the whole operation was a failure, but let's start with the defense because they were an absolute no-show. They allowed the Broncos to average 7.5 yards per play and convert over 62% of their third downs. They gave up 196 yards on explosive plays, and the pass rush, where was it? They registered 0 sacks on Bo Nix, the second time this season alone that they've done that. Nix had all the time in the world to throw for 4 touchdowns, and Dak, bless his heart, wasn't much better. He threw 2 interceptions, including a totally back-breaking one in the fourth quarter when he was trying to force a comeback. That pick was supposed to be a clutch drive, and he just handed the game right back to Denver. And that one interception wasn't even his worst decision of the night. On their very first drive, they get down to the 1 yard line. And what do? They get stuffed and settle for a field goal. When you know your defense is a leaky colander, you must score touchdowns. This team showed 0 fight and 0 discipline. They lost because they decided to be the most undisciplined, one-sided team on the field. And for this reason, they are officially my Week 8 fumble of the week. Go
Hell yeah.
Cowboys!
And honestly, I thought the Cowboys had a chance when Bo Nix threw the pick first, but then they didn't do anything with it, and I
It
was like,
just went to shit.
it was
Just
really
like,
bad.
yeah, it was a hard watch.
It was pretty bad. And then on top of that, Dak just like threw two picks versus
Yeah,
like Bo's one, and I was like, great.
yeah, it was rough.
It was
Uh,
a great time in my household
it was not a great time in my household.
where y'all screaming, Bo sucks dicks.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we were.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And over here, we were chanting, Bo leave it.
Hopefully they'll do better next week. Try again, guys.
Yeah, we'll see. Who do they play? I think they play the Cardinals on Monday.
Oh, giddy. Are there any other Monday games?
I hate when they do the double premiere Mondays.
Me too, and then I have to bootleg one of them because they want to play that shit on ESPN. Who the fuck has ESPN? Raise your hand. No hands.
No, for real. That's the only Monday game.
Okay, great.
And
I'm
then,
okay with that.
oh, the Chiefs play the Bills.
Ooh, I will be tuned in. I will be tuned in.
And then Broncos, Texans, Vikings, Lions. The other games look okay. Seahawks, Commanders.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, might be kind
Okay,
of cool.
okay, okay. Okay,
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 okay.
okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's move on to the notable games. Or it's pretty much two notable games. The first one being the Giants versus Eagles, 20-38.
I
Watched
know
about
Saquon
half.
Barkley got his shit together. He
Yeah,
remembered who
pretty
the fuck he
much.
was.
Pretty much. On the second play from scrimmage, he broke free for a 65-yard touchdown run against his former team, immediately setting a dominant tone.
Damn.
Setting a dominant tone.
Right.
Barkley and Tank Bigsby became the first Eagles running back pair to both run over 100 yards in the same game since 2013. Jalen Hurts celebrated by throwing 4 total touchdowns, including 2 to Titan Dallas Goedert, continuing his efficient passing streak. And by celebrating, I believe it was because it was National Titans Day.
Yes, it was National
So
Titans Day.
that just sounds gay.
Yeah, kind
But
of.
the Giants suffered a tough blow when leading rookie rusher Cam Scadaboo went down with his ankle injury. That happened in the second quarter, and the Giants had a potential 68-yard touchdown reception by Darius Slayton. It was nullified by a questionable offensive pass interference penalty in the fourth quarter, crushing any
Wow.
hope of a comeback. Yeah,
That sucks.
it was pretty bad. I would definitely say the Eagles came back to like play. You know, they did not take their first loss against them well. They had 277 total rushing yards, which is about 8.4 yards per attempt. Jalen Hurts was 15 for 20 passing, 179 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Saquon 14 carries, 150 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. The Giants were 246 yards and they allowed 5 sacks.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah. It was I would say it was a pretty good game, honestly, but it was just bad for the Giants.
Damn. I'm rooting for the Eagles' downfall. I'm rooting for the downfall of whoever wins. They won last year, so
That's
them
fair.
and the Chiefs. I'm rooting on their downfall. No offense,
But what if the Texans won?
but they're not.
What if the Lions won?
But they're
They
not.
might. They're
Maybe.
not, yeah. I
Maybe.
don't know.
Never say never.
You're singing one of my hit songs.
Let's go ahead and get into the Dolphins versus the Falcons. 34-10.
Yeah, when you told me they were absolutely cooking the shit out of Atlanta, I tuned in immediately.
That isn't that insane? Like
Yes.
what? Like what?
I was like, what the fuck?
The Dolphins defense ranked last against the run entering the game, executed a perfect plan, holding Falcons star running back Bijan Robinson to a season low 25 rushing yards on 9 carries. Quarterback Tua turned the ball over, rebounded from a poor week 7 showing, throwing 4 touchdowns against 0 interceptions. Can you believe that Tua did not turn the ball over? I can't believe it. In the third quarter, with the Falcons driving into the red zone, 10-3, Bijan Robinson fumbled the ball. The Dolphins recovered, and the ensuing drive ended with a 43-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Waddle, completely swinging the momentum and putting the game out of reach, 24-3. The Dolphins mixed up their run scheme, successfully utilizing 3 different running backs, Achane, Gordon II, and Wright, to combine for 185 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. Dolphins linebacker Jordan Brooks was key to stifling the run game, leading the team with 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. I did see that Bijan had the fucking worst game of his life. And him and Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey, like, I don't know what they did, but
Yeah.
the goats got stuffed.
They're losing a lot of their momentum. I don't know. Maybe it's just that time of the season where they get tired.
Maybe they figured out how to stop them. Or maybe they
That too.
obviously they're really good, so I'm sure the defense focuses really hard on how to stop these guys. I mean, and it works because I mean that's a core part of their offense. So like you see what happened with the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey can't get going. They really can't get going. And same with Bijan.
Right.
I feel like so they're
Right.
carrying a huge portion of the offense. So shout out to the Dolphins for stopping Bijan. Shout out to the Texans for stopping Christian McCaffrey. Some stats though. Tua was 20 of 26 passing for 205 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The rushing defense held the Falcons to 47 total rushing yards, 2.8 yards per carry, and Bijan Robinson had 9 carries for 25 yards, and then that 1 critical fumble. So
Right.
I
That
gotta
is
give
so
props where
crazy.
props is due.
Yeah. No, I mean, for sure. And that's why, I mean, the Dolphins definitely did like they balled out, but
Hell
I just
yeah.
don't know. It
They
might just be a fluke.
they're fighting for Mike McDaniel's job.
Yeah, no, literally. That's so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
There were some games that were just pretty much like blowouts.
There's
Those
been lots of
games,
blowouts, huh?
yeah, like the blowout games are not really interesting to me. But we can just run through them really quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, Vikings, they were 10. Vikings versus Chargers 10-37. The Chargers
Damn.
dominated, scoring early touchdowns with Kamani Vital rushing for 117 yards and a touchdown. They controlled possession for nearly 40 minutes of the game, starving the Vikings offense, and recorded 5 sacks on Carson Wentz.
Womp womp.
I
That's tough.
know. Then we had Bills versus Panthers, 40-9. Cooks
Yeah.
did have a historic day, rushing for a career high 216 yards and 2 touchdowns in 3 quarters, the most by a Bills player since O.J. Simpson in 1976. Allen scored a rushing touchdown, surpassing Cam Newton for the most career games with both a passing and rushing. The Bills' dominant run game was complemented by a stifling defense that recorded 7 sacks from different players. I don't think they had to do them like that though.
Yeah, that was
They kind
rough.
of they kind of just kept going and going and going. Like having your career high game against the Panthers is just kind of like
Like, damn, y'all give him a break. It's like
like,
stealing candy from a baby.
yeah, you guys just bullied them.
It's
You're
fucked
like,
up.
God
You should
damn.
be
Yeah.
ashamed.
So silly.
Oh, the Colts versus the Titans was 38-14. Jonathan Taylor dominated with 153 rushing yards, 12.75 yards per carry, scoring 3 touchdowns, including an 80-yard run. Daniel Jones threw 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, 136 passer rating, and Chris Lamont's interception sealed the win.
That's so crazy.
I keep seeing a lot of people saying that Jonathan Taylor has a really good chance of MVP this year. I even heard a couple people saying that they think that Jonathan Taylor has a higher chance of MVP than Saquon Barkley did last season.
Oh wow, that's a hot take. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And I honestly I would not hate that. I think the Colts come up is something that I've been looking into recently just cuz I'm so
Yeah.
fascinated by it. And I think one of the major keys to this year that they didn't have last year is the new owner, the daughter.
Mm.
She is constantly on the field. She's constantly around the players. She's always taking notes, just seeing how everybody's doing, making sure like everybody's good, asking questions.
Yeah.
And I just
Super
really
involved.
yeah, I feel like that amount of involvement from that level of an like I would call her an executive is just really important to the player's confidence and like game and everything. So I really feel like that's like the key. I
Hell
just want to
yeah.
shout her out because I love all the women owners.
Yeah, me too. I love women. I love women. Um no,
I
but
don't know if
yeah,
you can
I
you can't say that dressed like this. I love women. I love women so much, guys. Come on, bro. I love women.
I love women, bro. No, but no, I agree with you. I
Right?
think that definitely has part in their success, and then they also have Danny Indiana Dimes, Danny Dimes Indiana Jones,
all of
whatever.
his all
All
of
of
his
his
nicknames.
yes, and of course Jonathan Taylor.
And Jonathan Taylor. Yes, for
So
sure. No,
yeah,
for sure the players are key. I just felt like she's
yes,
crucial.
yeah, no, I agree, and I think it'll be really interesting to keep an eye on this and see,
Mhm.
as MVP race gets closer, how things are panning out. It would be really cool to see literally anyone else except the quarterback win MVP. So
Right. We'll have our next MVP discussion on Black Friday.
okay, bet.
Cause then in 4 weeks we should really know like who is it gonna be.
Right. And then lastly, Bucks versus Saints, 23-3. Anthony Nelson's
Crazy.
historic performance included a pick six, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble, the first since 2007. Despite a goal line stand by the Saints, Nelson's pick six on their next drive negated their momentum. Kicker Chase McLaughlin secured the win with 3 50-yard field goals, 55, 52, and 54. And Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler was benched in the second half for rookie Tyler due to turnovers. Damn.
It's never great getting benched.
Yeah, that's rough.
I think that
That
Saints
was too.
fans are also a fan base that I feel bad for because
Yeah.
like have you ever not met a Saints fan who's all in?
I know. It's just like the Jets. all the teams that all the teams that are really bad, I feel like whenever you do meet a fan, like they have to be dedicated to go through that shit. You know what I
That's
mean?
true because me personally, at what point do you just switch, honestly?
Give it up. I don't know. I feel like football is just one of those things where, the loyalty runs deep.
Yeah, I feel like that is how it is. It must be like, I think that's how it is for all sports. Like you just
Yeah.
pick a team and that is your team.
With them through thick and thin.
Yeah. I can say I am feeling that way about the Lions. Like even when they disappoint me, I'm just like, but I didn't feel that way like about any of the other teams. So I think it's helpful now that I know their lore, that I'm obsessed with them.
That makes sense. I'm
And
happy
then
for you.
I
But
can
also sad
be
for you because it's nothing but pain from here,
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
for sure. It's just a roller coaster of
It's rough.
emotions. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
What is football if not a roller coaster of emotions?
Pain.
And with that, we are closing out today's episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Blitz Bros, make sure to give us a like, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out, bro to bro. And leave a comment. Let us know what was your glow up game of the week and what was your absolutely diabolical fumble game of the week. Who's banished to the shadow realm? Let us know. We'll reply. We'll reply to every single comment. We love our fans. Thank you to all the Blitz Bros. Appreciate you.
Word.
We'll see you guys next week for week 9.
Week 9. God damn.
It's going fast. See y'all.
Goodbye.